Taehyung finally speaks. This is JUNGKOOK'S message that made ARMY cry. Before we dive deep, if you're passionate about BTS, fascinated by their story, or simply love a good mystery that pulls at the heartstrings, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. It was a chilly night in Seoul, the city lights twinkling like stars, almost mirroring the countless ARMY lights shining at BTS concerts worldwide. But behind the stage's dazzling facade, something else was stirring. Something deeply personal. For years, Taehyung had been the quiet guardian of an untold story, an emotional labyrinth he rarely let anyone enter. To the world, he was the enigmatic artist, the soulful vocalist with eyes full of stories, a personality that could shift from playful to profound in an instant. But inside, a different narrative brewed. This isn't just about fame, fan letters, or chart-topping hits. It's about human vulnerability, resilience, and the invisible threads that tie these 7 young men together, not just as idols but as brothers. You see, BTS's journey from humble beginnings in 2013 to global superstardom has been anything but smooth. There are countless interviews and documentaries showing their grit, late-night practice sessions, and the bond that turned them into a family. But what's often hidden is the emotional toll, the weight of expectation, of scrutiny, and the loneliness that sometimes hides behind a smile. Taehyung's voice breaking that silence was like a sudden crack in a perfectly polished mirror, showing the fractures beneath the surface. It began with a cryptic post on social media, one that no one expected. The words were few but heavy. A message written with raw honesty and subtle heartbreak. Taehyung spoke of doubt, fear, and the struggle to find himself amidst the chaos of life on an international stage. But it wasn't the words alone that stunned ARMY, it was what followed. JUNGKOOK'S reply. Known for his shy demeanor and reserved nature, JUNGKOOK rarely expresses himself in grand speeches. But this time, his message was a torrent of emotion, a heartfelt confession that turned the internet into a flood of tears. He wrote, "Hyung, you've carried so much weight all this time. But you don't have to carry it alone anymore. We're here. I'm here. Just like you've always been for me." Those simple words were like a balm for millions who had seen BTS not just as idols, but as beacons of hope in their darkest moments. To understand why this exchange was so monumental, we need to rewind to the roots of their friendship, the moments that forged a bond so powerful it transcends the glitz and glam of stardom. Taehyung and JUNGKOOK first met as teenagers, thrown into a whirlwind of training, expectations, and the unrelenting pressure of a world watching their every move. The road wasn't easy. Taehyung's artistic temperament often clashed with the strict, demanding schedules, while JUNGKOOK struggled silently with self-doubt, hiding behind a smile that sometimes felt like a mask. But through the highs and lows, they found solace in each other's company. Late-night talks, shared dreams, and a mutual understanding that words alone couldn't capture. There was a particular moment that fans remember, a quiet night in a practice room when JUNGKOOK stayed behind, watching Taehyung as he struggled to perfect a vocal run. Instead of pushing him, JUNGKOOK simply sat beside him, offering silent support. It was a small act but spoke volumes about their connection. Fast forward to today, and that bond has only deepened, weathering the storms of fame, fatigue, and the harsh glare of the spotlight. When Taehyung finally opened up, it was more than just a personal confession, it was a call to ARMY and the world. A reminder that even those who seem invincible face battles unseen. What made JUNGKOOK's reply so powerful was its raw vulnerability. It wasn't just brotherly encouragement, it was a promise of solidarity. A declaration that they are stronger together, that no matter how heavy the load, they will carry it side by side. This message struck a chord with fans who have walked their own journeys of struggle and healing. Suddenly, BTS wasn't just a global sensation, it was a mirror reflecting the very human experience of pain and hope. The reaction was instantaneous. ARMY flooded social media with messages of support, gratitude, and tears. The hashtag #JUNGKOOK message trended worldwide, sparking a wave of empathy and love. But what exactly did Taehyung say that was so shocking? What fears did he reveal? And why did it take so long for him to find his voice? He spoke of moments of doubt that crept in when the world was watching, of the loneliness that fame sometimes brings, and the overwhelming pressure to be perfect. He admitted to struggling with the weight of expectations, not just from others, but from himself. This confession was a mirror for many, reflecting a universal truth, that even those who seem to shine the brightest have shadows lurking just out of sight. And JUNGKOOK'S message? It was a beacon cutting through that darkness, offering hope and companionship. As we unravel this story, one question lingers: what can we learn from Taehyung and JUNGKOOK'S moment of truth? Is it simply a story of friendship? Or does it reveal something deeper about the human need for connection and understanding? Stay with me, because the layers we're about to peel back will change the way you see BTS, and perhaps even yourself. The story of Taehyung's confession and JUNGKOOK'S response isn't just about two men in the spotlight, it's a profound reminder of how connection can heal even the deepest wounds. When JUNGKOOK reached out, it was as if he was speaking not only to Taehyung but to every soul who's ever felt lost in their own silence. You might wonder, why now? Why did Taehyung choose this moment to finally speak? The answer lies in the years of growth and the unspoken battles fought behind closed doors. BTS, as a group, has always been more than music. They are storytellers, channeling pain, hope, and resilience into every lyric and performance. But for Taehyung, this message was intensely personal, a raw unveiling of his inner world that he guarded fiercely. Behind the scenes, the members of BTS have often spoken about the invisible scars left by years of relentless pressure. In interviews, they've alluded to moments of exhaustion, doubt, and anxiety. But hearing Taehyung's voice breaking through that barrier felt different. It was a moment of vulnerability that touched something universal. Imagine standing on a mountaintop, exposed to the elements, feeling the weight of expectations pressing down like an unforgiving storm. Taehyung described this emotional landscape in his words, painting a vivid picture of what it's like to be trapped in a world that demands perfection but rarely offers space to falter. What do you think this means for BTS's future? How has their openness changed your view of them? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story isn't just theirs, it belongs to all of us. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories behind the music. Until next time, keep believing, keep connecting, and remember, sometimes, the most powerful voices are the ones that finally break their silence.